Hello and thank you for joining me on the Castanet LinkedIn Engagement Technology Overview. What we're going to do today is give you a brief summary of all of the main components of the Castanet system. Not on a technical level, but a high level of what our system is all about and the features and functions it offers. Let's get started. So Castanet is like having a marketing professional on staff, somebody who manages your LinkedIn profile on your behalf. This is quite literally like a virtual assistant that's working in the background, doing kind of the monotonous tasks necessary to cultivate leads on LinkedIn. How the Castanet system works on your behalf is it first helps you identify the target audience based on your search criteria in LinkedIn. Then it imports that list into the Castanet system and begins engaging with a sequence of messages that you've pre-configured. When you craft your messaging, you can do unlimited number of messages, sequences, and a variety of different functions for every single person you're targeting. Lastly, the system will automatically continue to cultivate this list until one of those recipients responds back and engages with you. That's the human side of the Castanet program, is that it's not designed to have an artificial conversation. It's designed to touch and engage and prompt and get the conversation started. The Castanet system is safe and secure automation. Although we do have automation built into our system, it runs on dedicated IP address. We have randomized delay actions in between functions. And what this means is that we stay off the radar of anything that would be conceived as a bot by LinkedIn. What we don't want to do is offer a service that will automatically create content and use artificial intelligence to try to become a human. That's not what Castanet is. Castanet is all of the things that you would do on your own if you just had more time. Our system is entirely cloud-based. We run 24/7 for your convenience, so it's always accessible from any device, anywhere. We also have predetermined intelligence limits. And what these do is they prevent you from abusing LinkedIn and possibly getting your account suspended because it's doing too much too fast. The system knows what those limits are and automatically configures your accounts to stay within the parameters that LinkedIn has defined. So here's how it works. First, you're going to create a list from within LinkedIn. That list is going to be filtered using the LinkedIn filters to identify the right group of prospects for you. You can also search using Sales Navigator. Sales Navigator is a paid service through LinkedIn that provides more in-depth filtering. Alternately, lists can be curated from posts and even groups within LinkedIn. If there's a post, let's just say by an influencer who has a high volume of followers, and their post gets lots of action, 10, 20,000 people engage with it. Or maybe it's just 500 to 1,000 people engage with it. This is obviously a post that has a high degree of interest from a very select group of people. You can use Castanet to target the audience of people who have engaged with that particular post. We can also do the same thing within groups. If you're a member of a group, you can connect with all of the people in that group and target them with a specific message. The Castanet dashboard gives you priceless insights at a glance. You can run multiple campaigns, A/B split testing, various different messaging techniques and sequences to figure out what the best way to connect with your audience is. You can also check your response rates, track averages, and get some fantastic data breakdowns every month. So this is a great analogy. When you look at the bubbles on the bottom of this screen, this is all about automating the monotonous tasks the things that have to be repeated over and require a huge amount of time. When you think about LinkedIn, LinkedIn is a tremendous marketplace of opportunity. You have thousands, literally tens of thousands of prospects available at your fingertips on a B2B, business to business level. And the reason why people are on LinkedIn is to do business together. So this is a perfect place to generate leads. But in order to do that effectively, you run your search and you identify maybe 1,000 prospects. Of those 1,000 prospects, statistically, we know it's going to take 8 to 10 touch points and engagements in order to get a conversation started. Even if that conversation is that they're not interested, or yes, they want to schedule an appointment. Whatever the initial conversation's touch point is that gets it going, it's normally after 8 to 10 touch points. So if you take 1,000 prospects and you have to do 8 to 10 touch points each in order to get just the very first conversation started, this requires an enormous amount of time, skill, and coordination. So let Castanet do all of that on your behalf. You focus on telling Castanet who you want to go after, and then step in as soon as the conversation gets started. This is going to help you have more quality conversations with more prospects that are interested in what you do, ultimately helping you close more deals. Let's begin our comprehensive overview of the Castanet system, starting with the dashboard. Here on the dashboard, you'll see a general overview of all of your campaigns combined. This is going to show the total number of profile views and messages, connection requests, and so on. Below, each one of your campaigns will be itemized. Here you can see this one is set up to target restaurant owners with 40 prospects in it. Results for each individual campaign will also be displayed below. On the right-hand side, you'll see the total number of connections, profile views over the last 90 days. Also, a summary of the activity that's recently happened on the account. To change your reporting, you can select days, weeks, months, or years. If at any time you have a question about one of the features or functions of Castanet, the question mark icon on the top nav bar is available. Here you'll find an in-depth knowledge base with a variety of resources. To adjust your personal profile, you can select the profile icon on the top right. From here you can select account and make any necessary changes to your billing and other information. From a single Castanet account, you can have multiple seats. A seat is essentially another connection to LinkedIn or a LinkedIn profile. On this account, we have our demo account set up here, plus we have 2 other accounts. To add an additional account, click Add a Profile. Enter the profile name, the LinkedIn email address, and the LinkedIn password to connect a new seat. Now let's review the inbox. Here you can see in your inbox all of the people that you've connected with or are pending connection with. All of the incoming messages that have been sent in will show up in green. It's a good idea to sort all of your inbox by unread to help prioritize which messages need to be read first. Each profile option will include an email address and a phone number. You can use this information and export it into a CRM tool for proper management of the lead. If you plan on leveraging a CRM tool to manage leads when they come in, it's a good idea to connect your Google account to automatically export data points into a Google Sheet. To do this, Go to your credentials, scroll down, and here you can connect your Google Drive. This will automatically create a Google Sheet for each one of your campaigns after a lead has connected with you. Let's take a look at what that looks like. From campaigns, you can open up a campaign, and now that my Google account is connected to my Castanet account, I can choose to have all of my data points exported into a separate Google Sheet. This provides me with all of the information about the individual leads. I can export this into any CRM tool and begin engaging with them. From the inbox, you have multiple settings that can be adjusted. When a person replies, you can change it to talking, or you can put it on a custom status. You will define what these custom statuses mean for you. You can also put it on call, meeting scheduled, not interested, one, or not a good fit. All of these statuses are just statuses for your knowledge only. They are not actionable. Nothing will change when you place a user under a particular status. To respond to an individual from within the Castanet system, simply click on the mail icon on the right-hand side. You'll see the message that they sent in, and you can reply directly to them. Now let's take a look at campaigns. Campaigns are essentially the group or the audience that your sequence of messages and triggers will be sent to. These campaigns are essentially a list of individuals that you've identified on LinkedIn. Here we have a list of property managers. 86 results were imported into Castanet. When you import into Castanet, you can block any individual on that list that you would not like to engage with. So if there's any of your competitors, if there's an individual that you know, or anyone that you're already doing business with, you can add them to the blacklist so that they will not receive any of your sequence messages. On the right-hand side, you'll see the step. It'll show what step in the process the system is currently on with each individual. So in this case, pending invitation has been sent. In this case, we've moved on to step 2. This person has actually connected with us, and it shows connected now, but we have not received a response. In a few days, it'll go to step 3. To create a new campaign, click the New Campaign button. From here, you'll have the option of choosing one of 6 different ways to import contact lists. The first and most common way is the LinkedIn search results. This is where you'll copy and paste the search results from the LinkedIn page URL. Once this URL is pasted in here and you hit next, it'll automatically start importing all of the leads that were available to you from those LinkedIn search results. The next is called Sales Navigator. Sales Navigator is a platform owned and operated by LinkedIn. Sales Navigator gives you advanced search criteria. If your LinkedIn account has Sales Navigator, it will allow you to import that list. You can also target groups. So within LinkedIn, there are groups of people that are part of different organizations and interests. If you're part of a group, you can import the list of all of the other members of that group and automate a message sequence to go out to those members. Additionally, you can also import a list of people who have engaged with a LinkedIn post. What this means is that if somebody has commented or engaged with a post of an individual, you can copy that post URL, paste it here, and it will automatically send messages to the individuals who have engaged with that post. Additionally, you have 2 other options to target the individuals in your own network, which is a very strong method. If you have a large network of individuals that you want to engage with on a regular basis, this is a great resource. Here you can build a campaign to communicate with your entire network of individuals who know you and have connected with you on a regular basis throughout the year. You can also import a list directly. These are the 6 primary methods for importing contacts into Castanet. Let's move on to sequences. Sequences are what we call the series of events and triggers that you want to take place with a particular campaign. Let's start a new sequence, for example. The first thing you may want to do is view the profile of the individual. Now, this is the action that Castanet is going to take on your behalf with every single person who you've imported into your campaign. So we could start with view profile, then add another step. The next step may come one day after that first step, and here we would invite them to connect. You'd write a small, short message inviting them to connect with you. Then you could wait a few days before sending a message. Here you'd write that message that's going to tell them why you connected with them. And then we could wait another few days and send another message. Of course, you can add as many messages over the course of as many days as you like, but one of the strategies that I really like is to use endorsements. Endorsements act like a nudge. Essentially what this will do is it'll give the user a nudge and say, from LinkedIn, say, hey, this person just endorsed you for a skill. When they realize that you've endorsed them for a skill, it puts you on their radar, and they're much more likely to see your messages and engage with you. Additionally, you can also add the option to follow the individual. I typically have about 8 to 10 actions that occur over the course of a 30-day period. This is pretty typical for a good, solid outreach strategy. Once you're done, name the outreach sequence something very literal. So depending upon who our audience is, if we're targeting CEOs in Sacramento, then you would want to literally call that Sacramento CEOs. When you hit save, it'll save the entire sequence. Then you can go to your campaigns and associate the campaign with that particular sequence. Let's look at My Network. Here you'll see everybody within your current connection. From the My Network tab, you'll see everyone who the system has connected with within LinkedIn. Here you can message them directly, and you can also blacklist them if you do not want to engage with one of these individuals moving forward. Under the Blacklist tab, you'll see anybody who has been blacklisted by your account, and you can unblacklist them from here as well. Action thresholds are what determine how our system communicates with your prospects on LinkedIn. Industry best practices have automatically been built in, so there's nothing you need to do to adjust any of these. If you do want to make a change, simply drag one of the bars to the right or to the left. My recommendation, because you can only connect with 100 people per week on LinkedIn, new connections that is, to average about 10 to 20, somewhere right in there. Our system will automatically randomly connect with those people and stagger it throughout the day. It's important to set the time zone that you're using your account from, and then also turn on or off the account health mechanism. What this does is it will help you to automatically purge any old invites that have not connected with you. If you do choose to purge old invites that have not connected with you, you can do it by the total count or by age. If you do it by age, you can select the number of days you would like to begin purging old invitations. If you do it by total count, you can select the total number before it begins purging those accounts. Our recommendations here is 600. Once your settings have been set up, make sure you hit save. In the credentials section, here we have the login information that you've used for your LinkedIn profile. Additionally, this is where you connect your Google account for the Google Sheets export. Our last step provides you with a setup guide. These are all of the features and functions that our system will allow you to do when setting up a sequence and a campaign for prospecting new leads.